everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is a very exciting video because I'm going to be doing my skin update 3 years almost off of Accutane. I think I made a video like 2 years ago about my Accutane experience, and if you want to learn a little bit more about my in-depth kind of experience with Accutane and what I went through when I was taking the medicine, then go ahead and check out that video because I have a lot of before and after pictures and just, like I said, a lot more in-depth about side effects and just different things I experienced. But for today's video, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my skin at 3 years later. And I haven't had to go on another round of Accutane. I know a lot of people have to do that, but fortunately I didn't have to at all. I have had quite a long journey with my skin. If you know me or have seen my videos, then you know I've been through it with my acne. It was really bad in high school, like specifically more towards the end of high school, which led me to start taking Accutane in 2017. So that was my going into sophomore year of college. So basically, from what I can remember, most of my junior and senior year of high school and freshman year of college, I had the worst skin ever. I had the worst cystic acne, and it was absolutely terrible for my self-esteem. It was definitely my biggest insecurity through those years, and it's something that I will never forget having to deal with. As I sit here today, I actually don't have any foundation on. I did do the rest of my makeup. I have a little bit of cream contour and obviously my eyes and lips done, but I have no actual foundation covering my skin, which makes me so happy to say because I never thought I would be here. It's crazy because now I look back and I can't imagine like how I lived the way I did with the acne that I had. Like I said, it's been about 3 years now that I've been off of Accutane, and I couldn't imagine like going back to how I was living with the acne. I know it sounds really dramatic and I know there's a lot bigger problems in the world, but if you have acne, you know how detrimental it is to your self-esteem. Just having to deal with it is not fun, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So I'm gonna give a brief little backstory about my experience with acne and also Accutane before I go into some of my skincare that I do now, because I do want to show you guys how I'm kind of maintaining my clear skin and different things I do to keep it so clear. I can proudly say I barely ever have any breakouts anymore. Every so often I'll get like one pimple, either like most of the time around my mouth or like sometimes up here on my hairline, but I have not had any breakouts near the ones I used to have on a daily basis. Back when my skin was so bad, it's like I didn't even get breakouts. It was just my whole face looked like that every single day. And I mean, like it would kind of flare up and get worse sometimes, but for the most part that was my face and I dealt with it on a day-to-day basis. From what I can remember, I started noticing my skin kind of getting bad like sophomore year. I'd say but at first I thought I was just getting like normal breakouts, but it would never just be in one area. I felt like it was just my whole face would kind of break out, which was not fun. But I started wearing makeup at a really young age. I was probably 7th or 8th grade, and I would use like really cheap, obviously because I was just starting out in makeup, I think using really cheap foundations and stuff and putting that on my face was just not good for it. I actually have pretty bad skin running in my family. On my dad's side, he had a lot of acne growing up, but at the same time my sister has never dealt with any bad skin problems, so I don't know if it was just a random thing, but all I know is I'm so glad it's over now. So basically going through high school, I just kind of covered my acne every single day. I would just cover it with more makeup, clogging my pores even more, which led to my acne getting worse and worse over the years. But it gets to a point where you can't really control that anymore, and you don't want to just not cover it up. So it's like this vicious cycle that I definitely fell into. I think I started hearing about Accutane probably my senior year of high school, going into college, which, like I told before, it was like a year before I actually started the drug. But all that I read about it is that it was really intense, had a lot of side effects, and could be very dangerous if you weren't careful with it. And that actually turned me off, as well as my mom. She was not happy about that and the things that we read. So we kind of put it off for a while, even though every single day I was living with this horrible skin. And then finally I was like, I can't live with this anymore. It was painful. It was something that I just didn't want to deal with, just like no one should have to deal with. So we ended up going and finding a dermatologist in the area, and they were so great and nice. And the second I went in to my like first consultation, he was like, oh yeah, like she's a candidate for Accutane, absolutely. They did have to give me a few topical treatments before I started Accutane, just to like say that we tried everything else and nothing else worked, and like you can assume nothing else worked. So that's why we went back and got me prescribed Accutane. Like I said in my other video, I go in a lot more to the requirements and just different things that you have to be like regulated while you're taking it. If you want to learn more about that, check out that video. Even though it's a little bit old, it has all the information you would probably need. Because like I said, the main point of this video is I just wanted to give a follow-up 3 years post Accutane. So after I finished Accutane, I was on it from May 2017 into December. So I actually took it for I think a few extra months. I took it for I think 7, and most often I think people do like 5, maybe 6. I remember I was also on a really low dosage, so again I talk about that in my other video, but once I got off of it I remember I was so shocked at the results. Like I thought it was way too good to be true. Even to this day we like bring it up and my dad is like, I can't believe that fixed your skin so well and it's never come back. So it really is a miracle drug in my opinion. It is, like I said, very intense and something that has to be regulated very closely, but in my opinion it was completely worth it, and I think everyone I've heard that's taken it can say the same thing. So I remember right after I finished taking the medicine, I think all the breakouts had stopped at that point, but I was still having a lot of my scarring. My dermatologist did tell me that's something that isn't going to go away like right after I stopped taking it. He recommended that I could have done a chemical peel or just any kind of like facial that would get rid of the scarring. They have a lot of procedures for that, but I actually opted out just to kind of see how quickly it would fade on its own, and I never ended up getting anything done for my skin after the fact. So if you just wait it out and see how it kind of fades on its own, I promise it's worth it. I do definitely still have a little bit of scarring. You can't see too bad. I think it's definitely faded a lot over the years. I used to have the most here where like my contour is and kind of up on my forehead. I am going to insert some clips of me fully without makeup before I got ready for this video, so you can see that overall my skin is pretty much clear completely, and I had like one pimple under my lip. I don't know if you can kind of still see it's going away now. That happened like last week. So like I said, when I do have a breakout, it's usually just one pimple at a time, which I'm not going to complain about. But I'll actually go ahead and insert those clips now so you can see. This is my face without any makeup on currently, well, like this morning before I filmed this. And I'm just so happy with it. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. So like I said, today I don't have any foundation on, just like the rest of my makeup, which I love doing. It feels so great to wake up and know I don't have to slap a bunch of makeup on my face. A lot of the times I'll just go out without any makeup at all and I feel fully confident, and I think that's the most like rewarding feeling ever. I never knew what that felt like, and being able to feel that way for the past 3 years has been completely amazing. I'm telling you, sometimes I sit and I think, like, even though it wasn't that long ago and I remember so clearly how terrible it was, I sit and like I can't even picture that being me now. Like I couldn't imagine if I was still dealing with that today, and I just don't even know how that was my skin. Like I would just touch it and it would be bumpy and terrible, and now I just talk about how smooth my face is all the time, and it's just the best feeling ever. So basically, like I said, after I kind of got off track, sorry. After I was off for a month or so, the scarring did start to fade. That has definitely taken the longest time because it is still faintly there, I think. Some of them might not go away at all, but as you can see in the clips, it's nothing terrible. But being able to just see every month, every day that went by, my skin getting better and better, it was just the best feeling and definitely was worth it. I had heard a lot of situations where people had to do another round of Accutane, which I pretty much had in my head that I was going to have to do because I knew how bad my acne was, and I was convinced that it was going to come back within the next couple months. And it absolutely did not. Have had no issues with my skin since then. Like I said, besides the occasional pimple. Sorry, the lighting really just changed out my window. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything really important. Like I said, and I talk about it more in my other video, I never had really bad side effects or anything after the fact. Like I didn't have any like shocking like recovery or anything like that. So I did want to go in a little bit about my current skincare routine. It's nothing too in-depth at all, but I did want to show you guys the products that I use pretty regularly and how I maintain my clear skin. Just the fact that I even get to call my skin clear and like reference myself that way is, I can't even get over it, and I never will. But I'm just gonna hop right into that. The first thing is my facial cleanser. I've actually switched this up quite a few times since I got off Accutane. I used to use the Biore charcoal, like just soap, and then I will use the Neutrogena in like the blue bottle. I think it's called the Fresh Foaming Cleanser, and this is the Neutrogena Deep Clean Facial Cleanser for normal to oily skin. I like this one just because it seems a little less, I don't know, like I like that it's like a clear liquid. And the one in the blue bottle is kind of a creamier, it's really fragrant too, which I don't enjoy because I feel like the less fragrance, like the more pure these products are, the better they are for your face. There's definitely probably some better facial cleansers out there because this is, what, $6 from the drugstore. But I love Neutrogena, and this has a really good smell, really fresh and clean. Neutrogena has always worked great on my skin. The Biore one actually worked really well too, and I never had any issues with. I just got kind of sick of that one too. It was sometimes, like I said, really fragrant and just kind of like harsh. I like this because it's really simple, really clean and pure, and it's done great so far. I wash my face twice a day. I will wash it in the morning when I wake up, and then I will wash it at night, obviously, when I'm taking off my makeup or just in the shower. I've never been one to use makeup wipes. I don't put anything like that on my skin because I feel like it's just rubbing everything around that, I don't know, it just, nothing seems good about makeup wipes in my opinion. Not that this is any different. You're obviously rubbing your fingers and your face with soap, but I feel like it's just a lot cleaner and more sanitary. So this is great at taking off my makeup. The Biore one was actually really good at taking makeup off as well. And then my skincare routine, as you say, I only do pretty much every other night, sometimes every 3 nights. I don't want to do it every single night because I'm scared my skin is going to get dried out. That's one thing with Accutane, is you're supposedly going to have really dry skin. That's one of the side effects. I didn't have terribly dry skin, just really dried out lips, and I used Aquaphor for that. I actually bought this bottle of Cetaphil whenever I did go on Accutane, and I still use it to this day. I mean, I guess that's okay. I don't know if facial lotion expires, but I've been using it still. My dermatologist told me I was going to need a facial moisturizer. I actually did no moisturizing before I was on Accutane, which is probably a reason I had really bad skin. But my skin was so oily, I thought, why would I ever put moisturizer on my face? And that's the reason that you end up breaking out, is because if you're not supplying a moisturizer, then it's going to be trying to produce its own oils. And if your pores are clogged and dirty, then that's why you'll break out. So I think me starting to use a moisturizer actually kept my skin less oily. And since I got off Accutane, my skin has pretty much been neutral. I haven't had really oily or really dry skin. I find that sometimes after I wash my face, it gets a little bit dried out. I don't know if it's with this soap because I just started using this, but I'll show you what I use after that to fix most of the time. So at night, when I do, like I said, every other night or so, I will first, after I get out of the shower and I've washed my face, I will take a toner. This is the Elizabeth Arden Normal Skin Refining Toner Lotion, and I've used this for a long time. It's almost out. I'm going to need to get a new bottle, but this has always worked well for me. I just take it on a cotton round, and I will obviously just put it all over my face. And this kind of just helps prep the moisturizer and just clarifies your skin overall. Sometimes after that, I will go in with my facial spray. This is the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. I know everyone kind of hates on Mario Badescu, and they say it's like not good products, but I had the rose water one for a long time because I'm basic, and I loved it. But then after I ran out, I just didn't buy another one because it wasn't like really necessary in my skincare, because usually after I'll just go in with my moisturizer. But if I am using this during my skincare, I will do that right after the toner. But I do like this because it's really refreshing and kind of just something I like to throw in there. But the main thing I do when I am doing skincare at night is having moisturizers. So like I said, I use this Cetaphil moisturizing lotion for body and face. It has no fragrance. It's really lightweight, but also you can tell it's like doing its job. It's non-comedogenic and dermatologist recommended. Like I said, he straight up told me to get this one, so I went and bought it right afterwards, and it's been great so far. It's definitely a good moisturizer to use, and this bottle will last you a very long time because you don't barely need any on your fingers. Sometimes at night when I want a little bit of an extra prep underneath my eyes, because I do have kind of bad circles. They're not terribly bad, but they're sometimes get bad, especially if I've been crying. I feel like I use this a lot. I don't know if that's really sad, but it's an olive oil eye cream from Aphrodite, and when I use it, I can tell it like really like tightens my skin. It says on here that it's supposed to firm and tone, and it definitely helps whenever I put it under my eyes. Like I said, I automatically feel it kind of tightening up. And that is my routine whenever I'm doing skincare at night before bed. In the mornings, I actually, like I said, just wash my face again with this cleanser. And usually, like I said, sometimes I'll feel a little bit dry, and that's when I'll go in with my Mario Badescu again. I will spray this all over my face if it is needing a little bit of moisture, but I don't want to put lotion all over my face. I'm actually not a big lotion fan. I don't like the feeling of it on my hands or my body or really anywhere. So that's why I just do it before bed, because I'm going to sleep and I'm not going to pay attention. But this is really great to just refresh your skin throughout the day. I'll spray this after a workout if I feel like I need a refresh, or my favorite thing to do is take this to the beach. I definitely like it for the beach because you obviously have no makeup on and it's just a perfect little spritz when you're really hot. And another thing I started using recently is this Valjean Labs Glow Vitamin C Serum. I never had a serum until, like I said, really recently. I think I got this a few months back. But I actually picked up a jade roller. Why do I not have that? Hold on. I don't know why I didn't have that already out to show. But I started jade rolling. I actually wanted this more than the jade roller. It's a gua sha. I don't know how to say it at all. Gua sha. And then it came with a jade roller as well. I got into this kind of like this past summer. I was wanting to just kind of tighten my skin, and you basically just kind of like carve out points of your face similar to a jade roller, and everyone said you obviously want to use a serum for that, so that's why I picked this up. It also has a really good like fresh scent, and it's not heavy at all. I haven't jade rolled or gua shad in a long time actually, since I only used it a few times when I picked it up in the summer. My routine in the summer, I would pretty much work out and then shower in the middle of the day, which I usually don't do. And then I would take this with the serum. I kind of just forgot I had this, honestly, but I do use the serum usually if I take a shower in the middle of the day. Sometimes I pretty much do just switch it up. If I'm washing my face in the morning, I'll use either the Mario Badescu or the serum afterwards. But I really do like this. It's pretty thick when you're applying it, so you know that it's obviously covering the areas of your face, but it dries really lightweight and just feels so refreshing. So those are actually all of the products that I use. Besides my chapstick, I guess this is laying here too. I use the Burt's Bees Coconut and Pear. I also like the vanilla one. I just kind of switch it up sometimes. But I didn't have to keep using the Aquaphor at all after I was done with accutane. So I just switched to a regular chapstick after that. But yeah, that's my whole skincare routine for morning and night, and kind of just a little update about my skin. Like I said, I'm so happy with it, and accutane was the best decision I've ever made to this day. If you're on the fence about doing it, I definitely recommend it. Of course, talk to your doctor and your dermatologist first, but definitely get some more information on it if you're looking to clear up your acne. Hopefully some of my tips for keeping up with your skincare as well has been helpful. But overall, I just wanted to show how happy I am with my skin and the progress I've made over the past few years. Again, I'm sorry for the lighting changing in this video like so many times, but that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.